Hello, everybody. It is your host, Lion, and I have another story time for y'all. So, I was driving in the city and running late to a meditation event that was hosted by my good friend Switlana, who's an amazing writer. Please check out her Substack. I will link her in the description. And while driving the city, the traffic on this particular Friday was really, really intense. And long story short, the combination of the traffic and running a little late made me a little overeager. And next thing you know, I'm in the middle of this intersection um, with realizing that I'm not going to have enough time with the cars that are in front of me to make it to the other side. And so I thought it was better to back up and somewhat block the pedestrian walkway than be caught in the middle of the intersection and cause more chaos. And so when I did that and like settled down, I looked to the crowd that gathered on either side that was about to cross, and they seemed fine, you know? There was no dirty looks. It was Pride weekend. There was a lot of people on the streets. Probably explained the traffic. And everybody was just, having a good old time. Um, and suddenly, I notice as the crowd has started to cross, I spot this human, and their body language is just full of resentment towards me. And I don't know why, because ordinarily I wouldn't do this, but I couldn't help myself and I felt compelled to engage. I was in a great mood. Um, on that particular day, and it was just a gorgeous day, and I'm cheesing, from ear to ear, smiling, and I just tell them, there's a lot more to this situation than what meets the eye. And they go ahead and explode and are like, I bet you feel like a real idiot blocking the walkway. And I just couldn't help but laugh in that moment. And I felt like I sensed their release. They were clearly, I get the sense, had had a bad moment or whatever. And they were able to make that release, um, however negative that might have come across. And as they were walking away, I just yell out, I love you. And clearly, they were not expecting that because they got so flustered. They turned around and they said, "Go love yourself." I never would have thought that was the response that I was going to get. But I was like, "I do." And I love you too. I love you. And I just, like an echo, kept yelling out the window for maybe like not, for eternity, but like maybe 1, 2, maybe 3 more times. I love you. I love you. And you have to know, I was already tapped into heaven on earth, in that moment, because it was a beautiful day. I was making the best of traffic, even though, traffic isn't something that most people enjoy. It was Pride weekend, and I was just like yelling out my window to the people, Happy Pride, I love your outfit. And, I was just making the best of the situation. And in retrospect, when thinking about my decision and like why I felt compelled, why my gut, my instinct, my intuition chose to engage, I started contemplating my decision. And there are two things that came up for me that I hope to share with you all if there's any value, which is that I think we have the power to make a mark on people in a positive way. And sometimes saying something to people that they're not expecting can help them release baggage that they might not even know they have, and break a pattern um, that can be healing. Um, but I was lucky, and I think you know, I would say only doing this if you can guarantee that you will respond with love the way I was able to do. Additionally, I feel it, that I stuck out to her. So I'm choosing to believe that once she settled down, calmed down, that she will reflect and perhaps even have a moment of laughter and peace because of the stranger who reacted with love um, to her challenging emotion. And then the last thing that occurred to me is, I spend a lot of time in a community that is just full of love, and a lot of y'all go to church, mosque, are in loving families, and that can be an echo chamber of love, which feels kind of separated from the real world. But like, if you're like me, who cares about growing the love quotient in the world, we have to act with love and do the hard work, the unexpected work outside, in the real world when we encounter such situations, sometimes in the most unexpected of ways. So yeah, I hope that you enjoyed the story. And until the next one, I wish you love and light. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Have a good one.